Okay, let's talk about the trail hand, the dominant hand in the golf swing. It can cause havoc to your swing if you're not cognizant of it. Enjoy. Doc Blade, Forensic Golf. So I want to talk about the premium setup again, okay? And this is not just for the premium setup. This is going to be something that's going to help you out in your golf swing regardless. But I notice when I work with clients in the premium setup, they'll start hitting a sling and hook and they can't figure it out. All right, so we usually just tell them, you know what, just adjust your body, start the ball on the inside quadrant of the ball, and it'll start out there to right field and to come back. But see, it may be something even simpler than that. And you know what? And I said, let me share this tip. And like I said, this is usually for my paying customers. But I said, let me share this tip because I'm all about helping people play better golf. The problem could be something as simple as your dominant hand taking control of the golf swing. What happens with that? Say you're a player that leaves the club face open and you hit slices a lot, right? Or are you overcompensating and now you're starting to hook the ball a lot? 99% of the time, that's coming from your dominant hand being too strong. And it's two fingers that's causing it, that's making the culprit. The thumb and the index finger. Okay, you can play golf from the dominant side, but when your rhythm tempo and timing is on, you're gonna play the best golf in your world. If one of those are off, the dominant hand is gonna take over the golf swing, and it's gonna stop the rest of the swing, the kinematic sequence, from properly working. So this is what I want you to do. At address, I want you to make sure that the thumb and the index finger is not on the club so heavy. What that does, it stops us from being able to control the club face. And there's two things we want to be able to do in this game. Control the club face and control low point, right? Low point control and control the club face. If you can do both of those, you're going to be better than most of the people that you play with. So be more cognizant of how that rear hand is on the golf swing, okay? For 20 plus years, I've said that golf is a dominant hand sport, but I'm changing my tune on that, okay? You can play from the dominant side when your rhythm, tempo, and timing is on, but if either one of those are off, it's going to ruin the golf swing. I believe now, with doing more studying, that golf is a lead axis side. There's a reason why you can go play around the golf with just your target side arm. You can play all your short game shots with your target side arm, and the ball doesn't move any crazy. Go out there and hit shots with just the target side arm and then just the rear arm. Watch how more tighter your dispersion is with just hitting shots with the target side arm. I'm talking about sand shots, chips, full shots, the whole 9 yards. Then place that rear hand back on the club, but let it just go along for the ride. Mo Norman said it for years. He said that he swings with the target side and the rear hand just goes along for the ride. That's the same thing in the premium setup. We want to get the weight on the target side, so we put more pressure on the target side of the address. And then that rear hand is just coming along for the ride. That's going to allow us to control the club face and to have low point control. But it is directly tied into the thumb and the index finger of the dominant side hand. You have to get those under control. You have to release that tension on there. Watch Vijay Singh. His target side hand is almost off the club, and he's won on every level of golf he's ever played on. Jack Nicklaus felt he had light pressure with the dominant hand. Ben Hogan even said that he practiced shots without the thumb and the index finger on the club. Those guys were spot on. The more I learn about this golf and work with people, the dominant hand can really ruin a golf swing. So start hitting shots with light thumb and index finger on that dominant hand. Thumb and index finger. Those two things can wreak havoc on your golf swing. no matter what method of golf you play, especially if you play in the premium setup, it's going to even quantify and triple and double and magnify your faults, okay? So make sure you have those under control. When your rhythm, tempo, and timing is on, you're going to get away with it. But when they're off, it's going to mess up your club face control, and it's going to mess up your low point control. Once we get that thumb and index finger on the dominant hand under control, we have better control of club face and low point. And those two things are what's going to separate you from your playing partners, all right? So make sure you're paying attention to that in your grip, that those two things are not taking over your lead axis golf swing. Straight as an arrow. I'm just out here overemphasizing it. I barely have the index finger and the thumb even on the grip, and no side spin on the ball, just smoking the ball. Take care. Wee! I stepped into that 8-iron, tried to get it out there. Talking 168, 169, maybe 170. Smoked it. But the key was I'm not letting the dominant side hand take over, and that lead arm is doing the things it need to do, okay? I'll take you up here. Totally smoking it. But again, it comes from playing golf anatomically correct, all right? The more I learn about this game, the more I work with students, the more I study the grades. You know, I'm starting to notice some things out there. And like I hit balls with just my one arm drills. And I said, let me go out here and play golf one day with just playing with one arm. Because I can hit a pitching wedge about 100 yards just with my left arm. And it doesn't do no crazy things, no crazy spins or anything like that. You know, and I said, well, let me just see. So what I did, I strengthened up my right hand and hit shots, and I was hitting big, pretty shots, but they were big old draws, hooks. And then I said, let me loosen up that rear arm, thumb, and index finger, and voila, magical. And I've used this with all my students. They're gonna ball mark, ball, pin. I actually use this with all my students. I'm getting them to get their lead axis more into the game and trying to get that dominant hand to calm down some. And the ball flights are becoming better, and they're having a lot more fun out there. So hey folks, take care and take this to the practice tee, spend some time on it, and it's gonna make a huge difference in your game.